Hey yogis, welcome to this evening's yin yoga practice. Today we're going to, or this evening rather, we're going to be doing a heart-focused yin practice. So I do have a couple of requests for this practice. One is that either you have a bolster or if you don't have a bolster, maybe a pillow off the bed, and you can wrap a strap or a belt around that so that it kind of becomes, or a towel even, so that it kind of becomes like bolster shaped, or even if you've got a block, that would be super helpful. Cushions, rolled up blankets, whatever is going to give you a little bit of support in this space. So please feel free to press pause on this video right now as you go off and get yourself organized if you don't have that in your space right now, or if you need to go and get creative. And when you're ready, you can simply come back and press play. So if you are ready, let's get started with this evening's yin practice. It's a heart-centered, heart-opening practice. So our first posture is Sukhasana. So we're going to use our bolsters here, and we're going to bring our bolsters right up to our butts. Our feet come in, the soles of the feet together here, and we're just going to lay back into the bolster. So if this does get a little stressful on the hips for you, you can put blocks or pillows underneath the adductor here at the outside of the thigh and just chop them up, and that's just going to take a little bit of pressure off that internal muscle, which is your adductor on the inside, and give you a little bit of respite there. But if you're completely comfortable in the space, then I'll just invite you to come in and lie down in this very restful Sukhasana. So during our yin practice this evening, just closing down the eyes, not doing anything with the breath, just allowing yourself to be in this space, in this moment. I'm going to take the arms out to the side, just to further feel and fuel that opening in the heart space. And if you are feeling particularly juicy, you're welcome to take the arms up over the head, and you can interlace the fingers here and just rest the hands on the floor with the hands facing up to the ceiling. Gentle tuck of the chin into the chest. And just be in this space. Acknowledging the breath, the rise and fall of the belly. I'm going to use this yin practice today to let go of things that we're holding on to. So allowing the breath to move through the body, and as you exhale, releasing what no longer serves you into the universe to make room for what does. And it might take you a couple of goes, it might take you a couple of hours, it might take you a couple of years, but it's all good. Usually when I say that, there'll be one thing that comes into your mind, something that you wish that you could get let go of, that you've just been harboring or holding on to. So this practice this evening, where we're working into the heart chakra, or the heart center, overcoming fear with courage, and love. Allowing you to let go of what no longer serves you to make room for what does. Start to follow the journey of the breath in and out of the body. Feeling the rise and fall of the belly. Maybe hearing the subtle sounds of the breath as the breath moves in and out of your body. allowing the inhale breath to create space, and the exhale breath to bring you closer to that grounded surrender. As you're in each posture this evening, I'm going to invite you to do a little body scan as you're here, just so that you can bring the attention or your attention to where any tension might be in this space. So you can scan the body from the toes, the ankles, the heels, the shins, the knees, scanning the upper leg, the hips, the belly, the spine, the heart space, the ribs, the back, scanning through the shoulders, the upper arm, the elbow, the forearm, and the fingers, releasing any tension in those spaces. Release the tension in the neck and the chin, the jaw, the cheekbones, the eyes. Feel each part of your body getting heavy and drawing down towards the earth, that gravitational force drawing you down towards the earth. Feeling heavy, yet loved and supported at the same time. You're going to stay here for 10 more breaths. Deep belly breaths. The inhale creating space, and the exhale allowing you to surrender and let go. 8 more breaths here. Four more breaths. With this last breath, bring the hands down towards the knees, and using the hands, draw the knees back together. That's going to give a little bit of respite to the inside of the thighs. If you're on a bolster or a blanket, which hopefully you are, just roll over to one side and rest the hands on the head, and you can just use one hand to remove the bolster and just rest here for a moment. Just feeling the intensity of that stretch, maybe through the inner thighs, and just feeling that sensation of the regrouping or that internal bringing closer, or the introspective nature of this nurturing space. Right hand down into the earth next to the shoulder. We're going to come up to Sukhasana, easy seated pose. We're going to cross our legs here in Sukhasana, and if you have a block handy or you'd like to use your bolster, again you're more than welcome to do that. We're going to pop the block down in front of us, or if you are using a bolster here, depending on your flexibility, you can fold that little guy in half. Sink back into the hips, tuck the chin into the chest, and just bring the forehead down to the bolster. So if you're a little bit more flexible in this space, you can come down onto the bolster. The hands, palms are facing up towards the sky as a sign of receptivity. Now, you don't have to use a bolster in this space. You can use a block, or you can use the lunchbox, or anything else that you would like in order to support the head. And the reason we want to support the head here is we want to take some of the pressure off the neck.
and give some respite to our entire spine. So we've got that grounded connection of the hips down into the earth and just resting the forehead. Breathing into the back body. Feeling the breath, feeling the back of the ribs expand and contract. Allowing the head to hang heavy down onto the block. Allowing yourself to let go and be in the space. If you can, we're going to work through that body scan. Starting at the toes. Feeling that sensation. Any sensations that are in the toes and allowing them to relax. Maybe give them a little bit of a wiggle. Allow the shins to relax, the knees to hang heavy. The upper legs to weigh down towards the earth. The hips grounded and connected to the earth. The back body drawing you down towards the ground. The shoulders heavy. The arms completely relaxed. Notice if you've got any tension in the fingers, in the jaw, in the eyes or the forehead. If you get an invitation from the body to go a little deeper here, you can reach the arms a little bit further forward. Maybe that means adjusting your block. And allowing yourself to come deeper into the space. We've got 5 more breaths here. Turn the hands, palms over. Walk the hands back towards the legs. And we're just going to swap over, so go from the fun side to the more fun side. And set yourself up on this side. And we're going to take that exact same posture, so round 2. And the reason being is that we've got 2 legs, and just so that we evenly stretch into the hips, the glutes, and the lumbar spine, and the spine. We're going to come back and do that on the other side. So sink back into the hips, start to feel that rounded sensation through the back body. And wherever you were on the other side, see if you can replicate this as you come down and find your surrendered space. Each breath allowing you to go a little bit deeper into the pose, into the shape. Maybe you notice that one side's a little tighter than the other. That's perfectly okay, it's normal. Have your hands, palms facing up to the sky if possible, as a sign of receptivity. If you're not this deep into the posture, perfectly okay. You might even, today, just be here. And if this is allowing your body to have and feel that absolute relaxation and respite, then that's perfectly okay. So this is your practice. So make sure that you go to where you need to be. Listen to my words to guide you, but practice safely for you. Got 6 more breaths in this space. In our yin practice, we really look to find our edge in each pose. And as we find our edge, just ask ourselves to stay there, and if we can in fact stay there just a little bit longer with each breath. 2 more breaths here. Gently turn the hands, palms back to the earth and walk the hands back towards the shins. And you can pop your block or your bolster to the side for the next moment. Our next posture is Anahatasana, melting heart pose or puppy pose. Has a few different names. So we're going to come into tabletop. And we're going to come down onto our elbows. Press our shins into the earth. Our hips stay up over our knees if we can. And this might be you today. If you can reach a little bit further forward and rest the forehead on the earth, that's also a beautiful opening. So today it might be, if you're just new to this pose, it might be that you're opening up into the backs of the arms and that this stretch feels like it's enough. So if you do need to use a block here just to give you a little bit of support in that space, I welcome and encourage you to do that. Otherwise, we're going to come all the way down onto the mat and reach the hands forward as far as we can. And breathe and be in this space. This is Anahatasana, puppy pose. A little bit of heart opening here. As we breathe and surrender into this space, ask yourself that question. What is that one thing that I would like to let go of, to make room for something else in my life? As we start to work on our self-inquiry and self-study as we move through our yoga practice, the space that we create in our minds allows us to go a little deeper beyond those superficial thoughts and those ruminations, to find that deeper connection to self. As we start to understand that we actually have the answers that we seek. It's just that sometimes we look outside for those, compare ourselves and struggle with things, when in our hearts we have the answer all the time. Do your body scan here. Relax the toes, the feet, the knees, the legs, the belly. Use the inhale breath to create space and the exhale breath to surrender into that space. Notice when you let go of the breath, you can sink a little lower into each posture, into each shape. 8 more breaths here. You can keep the eyes closed through this practice. Two more breaths. The next inhale breath, pressing into the elbows and gently walking yourself back and coming up to tabletop. Just a little bit of gentle movement here into the hips, maybe a little bit into that lower back. And we're going to come all the way around again into our seated space. And we're going to take our legs slightly apart and we're going to come into caterpillar. So bringing our bolster in between our legs. And I like to shift my glutes out of the way. From here, the feet simply fall out to the side. You can sit back into the hips, so almost like you're going to get that sensation of roundedness through the back. Start to drop the chin into the chest and round the shoulders down. Eventually, as you're exhaling the breath, you're going to come all the way down to your bolster. Hands palms up to the sky. Breathe and let go. Moving through that body scan, relaxing the toes, the feet, the ankles, releasing any tension in the legs, the knees, and the upper leg. Releasing tension in the glutes and hips. Releasing tension in the lower back. Releasing tension in the belly, the ribs, front and back body. Releasing tension in the neck. Releasing tension in your face. Releasing the tension in your busy brain. Allowing your brain to rest. Free from thought, free from worrying. Allowing yourself to let go of what no longer serves you, to make room for what will. We're going to take about 10 more breaths here. Hanging heavy into the bolster. Two more breaths. Hands, palms turned down to the earth. Gently walk the hands back towards the hips. Pop your bolster to one side. And we're going to come into saddle now. So we're going to move both legs around and come into hero's pose as we know it in our yang practice. Watch my leg there. My burn is healing amazingly, so I'm very, very happy. From here, we're going to bring the bolster into the back of the butt. So the knees can be apart here, and we're going to sit in between the feet. Now, if this is not available to you, you can actually sit on the bolster here, and you can put a pillow or anything else behind you here. And what this does is it just starts to take the pressure off the knees in this opening and allows you to come into the pose. So I actually can get into this pose, but this might be you for today. And this might be you just in this comfortable space. I'm just going to turn my block's already turned around. Just remove that block. So working back and lying into the bolster. So this might be that point in time where you put a little bit of extra underneath the head here, so an extra pillow, or you can use that block just so that you've got a little bit of extra support there if you don't go all the way down. And the hands out to the side. And you're going to find that place of comfortability It's comfortable discomfort. So this is not an easy posture to be in for a lot of people. So just be here and breathe. Even for me today, not feeling that awesome on my knee, so I'm just going to make an adjustment for me, which is to lift my head up off the bolster and then come back down. That's better. There we go. So whatever's going to be working for you in the space is what's most important. And maybe as I surrender and let go in this space, I might find a little bit more openness into the knees, the quadriceps. So just knowing as we're here in this very open space, so we've got the heart open to the sky and we're opening into the hips through the front body here, opening into the knees through that front knee extension. As you inhale, maybe this is a good time to introduce a little mantra. And we'll use the same mantra that we used earlier today. I am safe. I feel supported. I am loved. Inhale into the heart space. I am safe. I feel supported. I am loved. With that reminder of that little mantra, that affirmation, that intention, notice your body soften into the bolster. The inhale breath creating space in the body. And the exhale breath allowing you to surrender a little bit deeper into the space. Body scan, relaxing the toes, the ankles, the shins, the knees. Relaxing the quadriceps. Relaxing into the hip space. Relaxing the back, the chest, the ribs, the shoulders. Notice as you scan through the body and identify those spaces that you can in fact release and let go a little bit deeper as you acknowledge where that tension is resting. 6 more breaths in this space. And if there's an invitation for you to go a little bit deeper into the space, take that invitation for the last 5 breaths here. Two more breaths. Bring the elbows to the back of the toes and grip the ankles. Use the pressure of the hand into the feet to lift the body back. Shift the bolster out of the way. You can bring that to the front body. We're going to keep the knees a little bit wide here, and we're going to move into supported child's pose. So my knees are out just as wide as my mat, and I'm going to bring the bolster just in between my knees. Sitting back, trying to maintain the contact of the hips to the heels. And I'm going to gently walk the body down until I'm resting on the bolster. So in this posture, you're welcome to have the hands, palms up to the sky. Otherwise, if it's more comfortable, just rest the hands in front of the bolster and rest the head down. Notice how deeply nurturing this pose feels. Sometimes it can be a bit of a battle in our yin practice. And as much as it is a physical practice, we're inviting ourselves to go a little deeper and find a little bit more respite in each pose. The challenge can be quite mental as we find our edge and we try and hold that space and we move past that edge using our breath. And so I usually use a technique where if I'm feeling a little uncomfortable in a space, I ask myself first, can I stay here for 2 more breaths? And if the answer is yes, and I can stay here for 2 more breaths, I stay. And then I check back in with myself in another 2 breaths. And I say, self, are you good? I usually get an answer back that goes, oh, I'm not really sure, I don't know, maybe this hurts. And so I just say, let's take another 2 breaths. And then I work through my body scan, relaxing my toes, my ankles, my knees. Feeling where the breath is drawn in my body. And it's usually marked by a thought, drawing my attention to tension. Got 10 more breaths in this beautiful nurturing space. If you've had your head to one side, just take it to the other for the last 5 breaths. Coming back up out of this pose, use the hands to gently press you up and come up to seated. Pop your bolster to one side. Allow your hips to sink down to the earth and just extend the legs out in front of you. Notice that they feel maybe a little bit tight right now. So just give them a little bit of movement, a little bit of a shake. Maybe you can windscreen wiper the legs, the feet here in this space. Because our next 2 postures, our final 2 postures, we're going to take lying on the ground. So our next pose is Viparita Karani. So I'm going to come all the way down onto my back. So you can either use a block or a bolster for this next pose. So I've got my block handy. I'm going to bring my feet all the way up to my hips. And just like I do to create bridge pose, I'm going to press my feet into the earth and lift my hips up. Slide my bolster underneath. And my bolster's underneath my pelvis. So it's not under my lower back is free. And it's not under my butt cheeks here. So it's important that you get this this space correct. So I'm just going to show you, that's your lower back. And so if it's underneath your lower back, you're going to feel like you're doing a back bend. And I don't want you to feel that. I want you to feel as though your whole pelvis, this region here below the belly button, all the way down to the groin, is supported comfortably by your bolster. Draw the chin into the chest so that you've got the chin tucked, and you might even elbows into the earth and tuck the shoulder blades away. You're going to take the right foot up to the sky and the left foot up to the sky, and that's it. Viparita Karani. I love this pose. It's just an absolute 100% favourite. I do like to put it in a lot of my yin practices. From a personal perspective, I love the way this posture feels, and I hope you do too. So the name Viparita Karani actually means waterfall pose. So you've got a little gentle bend in the knees, and the feet are neither facing the ceiling or the wall. The hands are by the side of the body, and you just, with the breath, noticing that the body will find its equilibrium and recalibrate with each breath. So this beautiful pose gives you some of the same benefits as your shoulder stand. So if you don't have shoulder stand in your practice, this is a beautiful place to come and experience an inversion. If this feels a little weird or wobbly for you for any reason, you can do it with your butt up against the wall and the legs up the wall, and that way you've got a little bit of stability and support. But I genuinely like the feeling of the floating sensation that you get after a while in this pose. And this is the activation of our parasympathetic nervous system, so no longer operating with any of that fight or flight response. You can see what we've done here with our psoas, completely rested. That little guy's not doing too much right now. It's just hanging out. And we're also in an inversion. So the hips above the heart, above the head. And it should feel quite lovely and restful. Got 5 more breaths here. Down to the mat, and our left foot down to the mat. And our next pose is respite for our psoas. So I'm just going to extend the right foot out to the right side of the mat, left foot to the left. And already I can feel that lovely opening happening through the front body here. This next pose, you're welcome to take the arms out to shoulder height. If you would like to add a little bit more stretch through the upper body, you can take the arms over the head and grab hold of each opposite elbow. And this beautiful stretch not only opens up into the psoas, but lifts our heart towards the sky. And you can close down the eyes here and feel that beautiful deep surrender. The inhale breath creating space, and the exhale allowing you to let go. Letting go of what no longer serves you to make room for that will. Maybe you're not sure what that is right now, and that's okay. Just being in the space. Feeling that connection of body to breath. That connection of body to breath is allowing you to find a little respite for the busy brain. We've got 10 more breaths in this space. So if you have your arms crossed over your head, just swap the hands over so it's the not so great feeling way. Breathe into the belly and surrender the body down to the earth. I am safe. I feel supported. I am loved. Feel how deeply satisfying those 3 thoughts, those 3 intentions feel. 4 more breaths here. Release the hands from overhead and bring them down to the side of the bolster. Bring the feet up to the hips. Gently press the feet into the earth and move the bolster out from underneath your butt. Rest your butt down onto the earth and the knees over the top of the bolster. So we're coming into Shavasana, and this restful pose, allowing the knees to feel a little lifted here and allowing the spine, the lumbar spine, to feel that connection to the earth. And just resting here, tucking the chin into the chest and finding your Shavasana. Deep inhale and exhale. I'm going to invite you to let go of the connection to breath. With the knowledge you are safe, you are supported, and you are loved. I'm going to stay in our Shavasana for the next 10 minutes. Feeling the earth lovingly support you while we rest body and mind. Enjoying the space that we've created in our bodies. you are welcome to stay for as long as you like in this Shavasana, because it's so blissfully comfortable. If you're ready to come out, give yourselves a little stretch, maybe move the feet and the hands. Walk the feet up towards the bolster and just gently roll over onto your left side. And find that deeply nurturing space where the head rests on the hands. Take a moment to breathe into the belly. Take a moment to breathe into the heart space. And when you're ready, press the hands palm into the floor and come on up. You might like to sit on your bolster or your block. And find that comfortable seated pose, Sukhasana or half Padmasana, whatever's working for you today. Close down the eyes once you arrive here and bring the hands to heart center in Anjali Mudra. Gentle humble bow of the chin. 3 deep breaths right into that beautiful heart space of yours. Inhale, I am safe. Exhale. Inhale, I am loved. Inhale, I am supported. Breathing those 3 intentions, those 3 mantra, that affirmation, all the way into the heart space, and notice how that makes you feel here and now. That grounded connection, knowing that you are safe, you are supported, and you are loved. It's this courage that comes into play when we find that place of fear. We just need to do one thing that connects us with the faith and gives us the courage to move past that fear. Maybe it's in that affirmation. Maybe it's in your yoga practice. Wherever that might be. Right now, as I breathe into my heart space and you breathe into your heart space, we're connected here in this community. We feel safe, we feel supported, and we feel most loved. I wish you nothing but love, safety, and support. Namaste, and thank you for practicing with me this evening. Have a lovely, restful evening, and I will see you on the rubber rectangle bright and early tomorrow morning. Namaste.